Ian, we have a Patreon poll topic. Ian, how do you access that good old Patreon poll?
Patreon.com/CU podcast.
What can you access on there?
My writings, a pay now button.
What? There's a pay now button? Oh, there's a pay now button.
No, there isn't. It's not quite that way. You can. I do weekly writings. Just like a blog entry, a little journal post about what's been going on.
Turn those into a book at some point.
We offer the full video podcast is up there. And what else do we do? Oh yeah, I do a hangout every month. I'm doing mine this week, Saturday at 11 a.m.
That's right. So the poll topics this week. This is I know it's a good selection when there isn't one like in the 8%. In third place at 24% are the Marvel movies heading in the right direction, moving on from the A heroes to lesser known heroes. Second place at 30%. Do the Smash third party characters encourage players trying their games? And in first place at 45%. Out of nowhere, because it's been surviving, what pinball/arcade games would be in your dream arcade? Ian, take it away.
It's tough to say like exactly. I have a lot of ideas, but if I had
you want to limit it,
if I had to limit myself to say one, let's say 2 pinball machines in 2 actual arcade machines.
That's not a dream arcade though, would it be?
Well. No, I guess not. When I initially had talked about the question like a year ago, it was in a more limited scope. But I would probably have most. I'm gonna throw it against the fucking wall.
No, you're not. It's in my hand now. You can't.
It would be most of the like I would want to curate it to a degree. I wouldn't just say fucking put everything in there. I would want most of the Bally 80s pinball machines in there.
Give me a few examples.
Centaur. Is my favorite. Fathom, and I would love to have all the wide bodies. So Embryon, Hot Doggin, Space Invaders, Paragon, and Future Spa.
So all the electromechanical, early solid state stuff.
It's early solid state wide bodies, and then their early '80s stuff. None of it's electromechanical. Although in
Paragon isn't. No, the Paragon's solid state.
Solid state.
Has electronics. Okay.
Well, even the electromechanical ones technically have electronics.
Well, I mean, what's it? You have LED readouts and stuff. That's the difference. Okay. You have circuitry and shit. That's a difference.
As far as actual arcade machines go, that gets tougher because as time has gone on, I've cared less and less about actual arcade machines, like specific ones. Like being able to play the boards is fun and all that. I enjoy having a stand-up machine.
You don't care about the actual artistry of the machine and the feel of a Mappy machine?
I'm getting there. It depends on the machine. Mappy's one of them because of its very weird, very large marquee. Centipede is one because you need to play that with a trackball.
Centipede.
And I like the art on it. I really like the weird Turbo, Sega's Turbo.
The first one?
Just Turbo. There's only one.
Was there Super Turbo?
Oh, I don't know if there was. Well, the first one then. But the one that's weird, it's ugly. It's just like a fucking.
It's thin and
it's a thin, yeah. And there's a normal looking cabinet for it too. That's a bit more built out. But I like the really weird, thin, tall one. That I don't remember looks like a post.
I know I've seen. I don't know the last time I saw one of those was. I didn't look around that much at the Portland arcade this year to see.
Wasn't at Portland, but one of the convention, maybe Long Island. I played one this year.
And that's the one that, as Lance said in the video game years, it has like analog functions built in with the sounds and the revving, and there's a tachometer sort of thing going on. That's cool because it's not just there's circuitry involved outside of the game.
I love that game. I mean, I'm bad at it, but it's fun. Driving a straight line, don't crash, and I just
go like this.
I like the look of it.
Yeah.
Arkanoid would be one.
So you like the things that are like unique. You like the cabinets that have like unique.
Yes.
You don't want just any old JAMA cabinet. You want like unique control schemes. You want something like a Paperboy where it's like it's unique.
Right. I want something that makes me feel like there's something special about playing the arcade machine.
Sure.
Like I said,
you have to play the arcade machine to get the full experience. Like Star Wars Arcade.
You can satisfy the rest of my game playing with a couple of JAMA cabs that all have 2 6-button layouts, because just about anything can be thrown in there.
Yeah, give me a menu of 100 games. Yeah.
Give me an MVS. I'd like to play the actual boards, but I don't I don't need separate, unique cabinets for each one of those.
You don't
games.
need a separate like commando cabinet.
Right. You could give me a black cabinet with 2 6-button layouts, and I can just throw whatever in, and it's fine. But yeah, like it's the games that have unique controls or something like that that I find the most interesting. Oh, and a jam cabinet, an actual jam
NBA Jam,
an actual NBA Jam
original
cabinet,
with Shaq in it. Damn it.
and an actual
and Petrovich.
I actually really like the look of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade machine.
The original
cabinet.
one.
Yep, I would take that.
All right, so those are still, you want to say, unique in some way because
they're 4 players. Yeah, in a way. But even those, I realize I'm dipping into. You could do this in a generic cabinet, but I like the overall.
The 4-player
package.
jam cabinet, that's iconic. Yeah, the Ninja Turtle one. That was really the 4-player Ninja Turtle one. Was that the first time that was like a? I mean, you had Gauntlet before that, but if I'm talking about for like a beat 'em up, was that the first one that was like that? 4 players. I think so.
Yeah, because I mean, there were games that had 4 players. You had Gauntlet.
Yeah.
You had Quartet. But
Warlords, if you want to count that.
Yeah, I mean, I will. Why not? It's 4 players.
Okay.
But yeah, I think for a beat 'em up, at least that's probably the first one that was 4 players.
Yeah, Combat Tribe was 3 players. That was probably around that time, a little bit afterwards. I don't know the name. I don't know the year off the top of my head. There was a weird era with the 3-player ones like Pit Fighter for like a couple of years. You had a few of those 3-player.
Wasn't Pit Fighter after?
Pit Fighter was 90, I believe. Pit Fighter.
I mean, Pit Fighter's dog shit.
Not the arcade one.
Yeah, it is. It's a garbage.
I'll fucking fight
it's
you.
a very boring
I'll
game.
fight you.
It's garbage.
I'll fight you. Pit Fighter was 90. Okay, so that was 90. And that was Ninja Turtles was 90 as well, wasn't it? Arcade?
89.
Okay, it was 89.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so past turn. I'm sort of along the same lines as Ian. I think I have more love for the aesthetics of certain machines. Like, for example, I would definitely have Popeye. Popeye is one of my all-time favorites. It's a beautiful artwork, that light blue, sky blue it's
a really
design.
nice cabinet.
Nintendo's on those early cabinets, their control panels and the glass overlays were beautiful. The art on them, there was a lot of care went into those, into the early ones, like obviously the 3 Donkey Kong games and Mario Brothers Arcade and Popeye. I'm talking those ones are beautiful machines, and they are a little bit wider than your regular machines. Even though they're only 1 player, like Popeye was, one control set, I should say, but they were wider. You felt more comfortable.
Sure.
A little extra elbow room. It's like being in first class almost when you're playing your game on a plane. Bucket seats. I'm sort of the same thing about the control scheme. So I'm thinking about potentially maybe in the future going in on a barcade with a couple of people. And one of the discussions we have is that we have to make sure they're unique experiences, because why else would you have an arcade if you can have that experience at home? So yeah, it's going to be stuff like...
That's always been my argument when it comes to barcades. Whenever I talk to anyone who wants to talk about a barcade, it's like, stop just putting the same 5 games that everyone's played in. No one's going to go, oh, cool, I can fucking play Pac-Man again. Like, have it in the corner, but I'm just saying, you relying on that stuff. You're not pulling anyone's nostalgic heartstrings anymore.
Sure.
This isn't new or unique.
Yeah, you need like a Miss Pac-Man Galaga combo in the corner there, because someone will always play that. But yeah, you want stuff like Tron, or you want stuff like Star Wars Arcade. You want stuff where you feel unique, tied to that machine. You can't just go home and fire up the ROM and play it.
Right,
like you were saying with Arkanoid. Yeah, you can go home and play Arkanoid, but damn, that's a nice heavy spinner on there.
Right.
Damn, it's nice playing Centipede or Missile Command with the rollerball. Now they have that the combo I told you about. They have that the newer Missile Command / Centipede / Millipede one you can get and play them all on there. It's like beautiful idea to do that. Yeah, that's what you need. You need 4-player games. It's something I always talk about. Like 4. I think we're gonna if this happens, we're gonna have probably 5 to 10 4-player games, because those will always people like to crowd around. You want to play Ninja Turtles with 4 people. You want to play X-Men. We have the 6-player one potentially lined up. You want to play NBA Jam 4 players. There's something different about those experiences. Like, yeah, you can play NBA Jam at home again, but you want to. It's a party thing. You want people to feel communal when you do that, and that's something you can only get with games like that, or light gun games like playing Time Crisis 2 with someone next to you. That's fun to do that. Playing Operation Thunderbolt or playing a light gun game. That's a big thing. It's a big appeal to me like that. So that's something I would have in my arcade. You got to have a few light gun games. You got to have Operation Thunderbolt or something like that. You know, you have to have Terminator 2 is one of the best ones of all time. Terminator 2 arcade game, things like that. In terms of pinball machines, we've talked about before. People know I love Medieval Madness, one of my favorite pinball machines. For me, I don't have a lot of specific love for a lot of individual machines. I play them. I play them for 15 minutes. If I like them, I like them. The original Star Wars one from the early 90s, I love that one. I love the original Indiana Jones ones because I love the themes of them more than anything else.
The original Indiana Jones machine is fantastic. The original Star Wars machine has a fun layout, but the rules are just broken.
The rules are broken.
Beat to shit.
Well, I have nostalgic for it because that's the one I played at Point Pleasant.
You just nailed the center fucking ramp over and over again. That's all you need to do.
Of course, people know that my guilty pleasure pinball machine is Baywatch. I just love that machine for some dumb
Baywatch
reason.
is like nothing but ramps. It's kind of fun.
But it's just so dumb and goofy. The whole theme is like, oh, there's a shark attack. You know, let's save people. And then even though it's difficult as all hell, the machines, I love the Street Fighter 2 pinball machine. And
I can't do that machine.
It's tough.
So it's dog shit.
And I love the WF Royal Rumble pinball machine. It's a fun one. I just think it's goofy.
I haven't played that one in a while.
I love the machines from like '93, like some of the first DMD machines like that. I just love ones. And I used to like playing. I don't ever see it. I really love the Dirty Harry pinball machine.
It's a great machine.
I remember it being really fun when I used to play it at Seaside.
You should see it around. I haven't seen one in San Diego in a while, but there was one or two that were around for quite some time.
I just remember it being really fun.
It's a good machine.
When I was like 13, 14, I'm like, this is a fun machine with a big freaking Magnum shooting it there. So yeah, that's my personal arcade machine. I think I personal arcade. That's the one thing I always told people. I might have told you that if I was filthy rich, that was the one thing I would indulge in, and I would have my own personal arcade. I would do it.
No, I would too.
That would be the one that I'd have, like, 60, 50, 60, arcade machines, 10 to 20 pinball machines. And I invite people over and play them. Just fucking, and we'll do it up like it's an 80s arcade. Like we'll do it up, and that's what I would spend. I spend like half $1,000,000 on. That's the one weird thing I do if I was rich.
I do have to add two more that I forgot. One, Computer Othello. I think it was Nintendo's first arcade game, but I love Othello, and it's a cocktail table.
Okay,
it's wider.
It came out in the U.S.
No.
Okay.
No.
It has all the buttons,
but it's got it's just really, really aesthetically pleasing. Like it's got a colored button panel in front, and then it's like bright white, the tabletop with a monochrome screen in the center.
Is it on eBay right now? Can I look at it?
No, just type in Computer Othello in Google. It'll pop up.
Computer Othello.
You'll see it. It'll pull up pictures.
Oh, did I forget?
And Pac-Man Battle Royale. I would have a Pac-Man Battle Royale, the one with the bar stools.
Oh yeah, that's something you put in a
the
bar
big
cave.
screen bar stool one.
Oh, you want the big screen? You want the gigantic?
Look, we're talking fucking fantasy.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay, because when we were in Portland, I played the regular one with people, and that's always fun. Just that, but you want the giant screen one.
Sure,
they're all
why
fun.
not? Any of them are fine, but if we're just talking dreams, we might as well go big.
Okay, sure. Then I also want to have my little. I love the little 2-player just hoop throwing.
Yeah,
those were always fun.
Yes.
Right. Computer Othello. Okay, it's a standard Nintendo tabletop, but you said it's white in the top, and I see the color buttons. Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, I just really, I really like the look of it. I don't know. I've always been taken by the look of it. I think it's really smart looking.
Oh, and how can I forget my all-time favorite arcade game? Boy, I wish I'm trying to break someone's record. If someone could make me a Rolling Thunder arcade machine, that would be great. And that's a dedicated machine, Rolling Thunder too. And the dedicated ones are always cool. We talk about all the Atari dedicated ones from the 80s that were great, like Paperboy and Rampart and things like that, like Vindicators and Road Blasters. Man, I almost feel like you should have I would have an Atari 80s arcade wing.
Stun Runner would be another fun one to have.
I think I've seen that once or twice in my life.
The sit-down Stun Runner.
I think I've seen that once. That was definitely at Seaside. They definitely Seaside.
That was in my fucking community college cafeteria for whatever reason.
That's an expensive machine probably back then. So
that machine that machine came out in what? Late 80s, early 90s?
Late 80s probably.
I mean, I was in community college in 2001.
Oh, okay.
So no.
So it was sitting there forever.
Just sitting there forever, yeah.
So Casino Pier, for people in Jersey, Casino Pier would always have, that was sort of like the entry point to a lot of people. They always had the expensive big machines. They had, like we just saw, I should have played it. In Portland, they had it, the frickin', the Sega hologram time machine frickin' game. They always had the gigantic
There was Hollow Fighter and Time Traveler.
Time Traveler.
Coliseum and Time Traveler. I think they had Time Traveler.
Yeah, they had Time Traveler. So my Seaside Heights local arcade always had the big machines. They had what was the sit down space machine that actually moved around? Oh, which one was that?
There's a few of them.
Start naming them.
Galaxy Force. That was Sega. Starblade.
The Zybots wasn't a sit-down one, was it? No, that's something. Oh, Zybots is totally different. Anyway, so they always had those. Like they always had them featured. So every year there was a new one like that.
That's cool.
Okay, yeah, that time travel one's fun. It's goofy as hell.
It's Dragon's Lair. It's one of those you have to input at the. No, it is.
It's a little bit more controlled than that. Okay. There is, because there are screens where you can do more than one thing.
Oh, sure.
It's a little bit more advanced in terms of that.
Dragon's Lair, you have to do more than one thing on certain screens too.
No, but you have the choice. Like,
oh, sure,
you can get through.
I'm just saying it's a pick your own adventure. You have
you have to turn and shoot.
Yes,
but you feel like you obviously you feel like you're more in control on that one versus on Dragon's Lair. All right, well, thanks. We finally got that question out of the way there, and Pat, when Pat gets to making millions a year, I'm gonna have my personal arcade, and you're all invited out. Just maybe a cover charge for drinks and for the electricity, and you're fine. You're all invited to my personal arcade when it opens up in 2024, wherever the hell it's going to happen.